Okay, so moving on to the crime calculator. As I said before, this is just a way of calculating the exact amount of time or fine somebody should get for any crime they've committed. So first of all, we get presented with a whole list of crimes, and you'll notice that you should be able to click them, but if I click multiple, like this, it won't let me. So what we'll do is we'll make up a little mock report now. So we've caught someone who has been speeding, and we need to work out exactly what the charges might be. So we saw them speeding, and so we first of all go ahead and find the speeding fine, which is here. And holding down Control, we're able to select more. So we need to decide, is it a speeding ticket and they've just been warned, or are they going to get a ticket and they're going to be fined for their speeding? So let's say this person was going 100 through a main town. So we're going to be giving them a normal speeding ticket because obviously it's 40 miles an hour over the limit, or 50 miles an hour over the limit. So we're going to go with the speeding, and let's say this person failed to stop with our first siren C. So we're going to be adding a failure to stop charge, which is, it's all alphabetical. So holding down Control, we can left click on failure to stop. So when they finally stopped, we were able to find, we were able to get them out of the vehicle. However, they were refusing to talk and give us their name. So therefore we can go and add a failure to comply charge. They were not complying with us when we were asking them for their name. So obviously we can add that as well. So we ask them, say they're in a transit van, we ask them if we can get a reason for them possibly speeding off and not stopping the first time, why they were speeding through the town. And they start acting a bit shady. So we decide that we have enough warrant to, check the boot of their, or check the trunk of their van, check what they might be hiding from us. So on further looking in the van, we come across a few illegal items. We also then would check the person as well. So let's say on the person we found 2 cable cuffs which are illegal. So they would come under illegal items. So holding down Control and again, we can left click illegal items. So we've got to remember that there was 2 of them. In the van, we found 10 cocaine, 10 items of cocaine. So we can click this one. Okay. And moving through, there's a few other things that we would add to it as well. So they've been driving through the main town at a high speed. So we've got to decide, is it just speeding? Is it reckless driving? Is it dangerous driving? Well, going through a town, you'd think it might be, both. So what we can do, we can go with a reckless driving charge and dangerous driving. Here we go. And because they've driven at such a speed, they might lose their vehicle. So that's also on here. So we can move up to the top here. It's sometimes quite difficult to find them. The driver's license revoke. Here we go. And that would obviously say that as part of your arrest, which obviously it's now going to be an arrest because they've failed to stop and they had illegal items on them, that their license is going to be taken off them. And that is something you have to add in the crime report. So now we've done those, we're going to go ahead and click Submit. And we're going to be presented with a list of all the crimes along the left here, and then the times that they got for them, the count. So it will obviously be 1 times dangerous driving. They only have 1 license to revoke, so that will obviously be taken away from them when they're back at PD. Drug possession. So drug possession will only be 1 charge of drug possession. Failure to comply. They only failed to comply once. They refused to say their name, and eventually they did. Failure to stop. So failure to stop, obviously they stopped eventually, but it was the 1 time originally that they didn't. Illegal items. So let's make sure we get the right one here. So illegal items. So we know that they had 2 cable cuffs on them, so we can go ahead and put 2 there. Illegal items for cocaine, they had 10. Reckless driving, there was only 1 account of reckless driving, and speeding, once again, it was only 1 account. So once we've done that, we can go ahead and click submit, and it will have the charges up in a nice list here. So you might be thinking that when we go ahead and put a crime report up or a jail report up, we can just go ahead and go, okay, here it is, there we go, copy and paste. No, that's not the case. You'll see that when we do the crime report, we can list the crimes, you know, comma after comma, and how many times they did it. So it might be 1 time speeding, comma, 1 times dangerous driving, comma, etc. And you work your way through. This just lets us see how many times, how many counts of each crime, again, and the fines they'll get for it. So we can see here total fine. So for example, this one here, there's no fine for having cocaine, but there's jail time. So it's 4 minutes for each cocaine time here, and there's no fine. But because of the count, times it by 10, because there's 10 cocaine, and it'll be a 40-minute jail time. Once again, no total fine. If we take the illegal items, once again, 2 items, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no fine. For example, if we look at the reckless driving, there is no jail time for it. However, there's a $750 fine, and because there's only 1 count of it, it stays as the $750. So once we've listed the crimes off, and we know the exact fines that they might get, it's a lot easier to look down here. So we've got them back to the station now, and they've pleaded guilty. Obviously, if they plead not guilty, we have to produce the evidence and show them the evidence, in which, once we've proven that they are guilty, they would obviously get the higher amount of jail time, which is said here. So when we put up the jail reports or the crime reports, we can simply say, well, this person served 1 hour, 25 minutes and 30 seconds worth of jail time. So we can copy that, and we can paste it into the warrant or the crime report, jail reports. And here is the fine. So obviously we give them the fine either on the spot if they're free to go, or we give it when they're back at PD. And obviously if they refuse to pay their fine, there's an extra amount of jail time added on, which is worked out here. So say rather than them paying the $1,845 fine and getting this amount of jail time, it would add the 23 minutes and 27 seconds on, and the jail time would be 1 hour, 48 minutes and 57 seconds, which we would do to the person when they're in game. So this is how to use the PD crime calculator. What we'll do is we'll be using this to form a warrant, a jail report and a crime report, and pop those in their own videos, so you'll be able to watch those separately.